before I discuss the pillars of femboys and femboyology, I feel the need to discuss the fundamental axiom of the femboy. Alright, so the fundamental axiom of a femboy. And this is very critical because anyone can be a femboy. About anyone can be a femboy, whether it be a girl, some guy in the street, a straight boy, anyone can be a femboy. Being a femboy is not indicative of one's orientation. So we list a fundamental axiom that prevents contradictions or paradoxes like the transgender femboy from existing. So this fundamental axiom, or the fundamental axiom of the femboy, this fundamental axiom states that a femboy, like the definition says, must be a biological male. I know this is a bit like gatekeeping, or this may be gatekeeping, but this prevents us from having to discuss about paradoxes. I'm actually going to discuss about paradoxes, but it prevents us from overthinking about paradoxes like the transgender femboys. There are girls out there that transition into transgender guys only to become femboys, and that their existence is paradoxical in nature. And for these lectures, for these first few lectures, we will not discuss them. And one way of avoiding them is through the listing of this fundamental axiom of the femboy. Take note of this fundamental axiom because we will need it in case someone confronts us and tells us that they are a femboy despite being a transgender boy. So what this entails is that femboys, in order to be a femboy, you must be male by birth. So you were originally male, you contain a penis. I'm not gonna be secretive with you guys anymore. In order to be a femboy, you need to have a penis. Alright? And just so anyone will know, I would say that this is from birth, because anyone, even a transgender boy, can have a vasectomy and replace his vagina with a penis. So that is why we state that this must be, femboys are only femboys because they are male from birth. This let me just make a short discussion on the transgender femboys. The existence of transgender femboys is paradoxical in nature because we gotta ask ourselves, okay, you were originally a girl when you were born, right? You were a female. And then suddenly you transition into becoming a male, right? You want to be a guy, you want to dress up like a guy, only for you to become a femboy, which is a boy that or a male person that likes to present himself as in a feminine manner. Why didn't you just stay a girl? If you are gonna start dressing up like a girl, being a transgender guy, only to like guys, why didn't you just stay a girl? So that's the paradox of it's a summary of the paradox of the transgender femboys. So this axiom, this fundamental axiom that I just wrote on the board, allows us to avoid such paradoxes for the time being. So I'm pretty much getting your minds accustomed to the concept of a femboy by laying down some fundamental definitions that prevents us from considering paradoxical situations like the transgender femboys. So that's it for the fundamental axiom. Let's discuss next about the pillars. Actually, I'll be doing that in next lecture. This is going to be two separate videos. In the next lecture, I will be discussing about the pillars, and like previous videos, I will be discussing other lectures that I mentioned in the previous lecture. So after this one, I will be discussing about the pillars of femboyology. For this video, just note the fundamental axiom of the femboy is that a femboy must be male from birth, not male after a given amount of time, because this makes way for paradoxes like the transgender femboy, which we will not consider for the time being. So that is it for this lecture. Thank you for listening, students, and I'll see you guys in the next lecture.